This video is between the Kershaw Clash and the Kershaw Shuffle, two of my personal favorite carry knives, but depending on what you'll be using yours for, one might be better than the other. All right, so taking a look at both knives here, we have the Clash on the bottom and the Shuffle on the top. So what are some of the things I like about both of them? Well, they're both extremely durable knives. I think I got my Shuffle probably 8 or so years ago, maybe a little bit over 8 years ago. So I've had it for a very long time and it's held up great. Now, my Clash I've had for about 3 years, maybe give or take, and I carry it frequently on duty. I'm a fireman, and so I use this frequently while I'm at work. I do not use this one while I'm at work just because it's a little bit too small. The other thing I really like about both of these knives is they are razor sharp. I've never really had an issue with the blade dulling out. I've used them frequently, obviously in various purposes, for various purposes, I should say. But I've never really had an issue with the blade going out, and I've never really needed to resharpen it. So what are some of the specific likes and dislikes about each one? Well, let's start with the Shuffle. I really like that it has multiple tools. As you can see here, there's the bottle opener on top and then essentially a flathead screwdriver here on the bottom. Most knives don't have something like that, but I really like that about it. I also like that it's small and compact. Depending on what you're going to be using your knife for, it's nice to have a compact knife that you can just throw in your pocket. It's not going to weigh you down, and most people aren't even going to notice that it's there. The other thing that I really like about it is the grip. If you can see here, if you see these Ks, I'm assuming for Kershaw, but it's almost like a rubberized grip, and for a knife that's as small as it is, it feels really good in the hand. You don't feel like you're going to drop it or it's going to slip out of your hand. You don't have a hard time holding on to it like some other really small knives. The one big drawback about this knife to me is that it is not designed for one-handed open. Now it's possible, right? You can just use the thumb stud and swing it open. And there's a double-sided thumb stud, whether you're a lefty or a righty, but it's not designed for that. I like knives that you can easily and quickly deploy with one hand. This one's just a little bit easier with two hands. Now for the Clash, again, like I said, this knife has been an absolute workhorse for me. It's extremely durable. It has been dropped, it has been kicked, it has been beat on, it's been dropped in water. You name it, I've probably done it to it, and it has held up remarkably well. The other thing I really like about it is you can easily open it with one hand. It has the paddle or the flipper here on back. All you have to do is push down on it and the blade pops right open. Now the things I don't like about it, now I prefer a thumb stud. And the way that this handle is made, it doesn't have room for a thumb stud. You don't have one on either side, but the flipper will do and you can still open it one-handed. The other thing I don't like about this knife, and I think they kind of dropped the ball on, was the grip. You can see there's some stuff here, but it's not rubberized. It does okay. I just wish they would have done a little bit more, maybe put some sort of texture on it so that it wouldn't slip out of your hand as easily. Now, that's not something I've frequently had a problem with because it does feel good in the hand, and the groove here for your finger, you're still able to get a good grip on it, but I just wish they would have done a little bit more with the grip and it would have made it perfect. So which one's better for you? Well, it depends really on what you're going to be doing. If you're going to be just carrying every day casually, use the knife for whatever you're going to be doing out and about for random tasks, the Shuffle might be a little bit of a better fit for you just because it's so much more versatile. Now, if you work somewhere where you're going to have to be using your hands often, or you are going to be in an environment that might be a little bit more harsh, then the Clash is probably going to be a better fit for you. But either way, you're not going to go wrong with either of these knives. They have lasted me for a very long time, and I think you will be happy with either one that you go with.